football.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Officially, no gain on the play, and it's second down.
But we stopped on that play. We've had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to them the rest of the game.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
Partner, I think the easy thing now would be to just abandon the run and start throwing the football at all costs. But I've been in so many games where it doesn't work running the ball. It doesn't work running the ball. And then something pops, and now you get something going. I'm not so sure to just abandon your game plan this early in the second half.
Let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Out of the gun now on third down. He's got time in the pocket. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll be fourth down.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. So possession goes over here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And the offense lining up first and 10. They go play action here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 13 yards there on the pickup. And it'll give the Falcons a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
And the Panthers bring in their nickel set as they try to defend here on third down.
5 defensive backs. He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up fourth.
Partner, how many times have you heard it? Pressure creates diamonds, right? But it also bursts pipes. And on that one, That's what they got. They got after him, and he was fortunate just to get rid of it.
Yeah, he just had to chuck it away. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short, no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Here come the Panthers now, set to take over on offense. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. Here's Riley Dixon now. He'll boot it away from about his 35.
This has been a really nice day for the defense. They've made it so difficult to find open receivers because they're able to squeeze the passing lanes down. A lot of what they're doing is communicating. Receivers in one area, receivers in another area. They're almost what they call passing them off from one defender to the next, even in zone defenses, and making it very hard to find an open spot for the quarterback to deliver the ball.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the post. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play to be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. They'll look to throw, and seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm, incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Just a 2-yard return there following a punt of 48. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area. And once again, leverage wins. The offensive line, lower than the defensive front, they moved them and found some good space for the guy carrying the ball.
They'll come out in the pistol.
Let's go. 3-19.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Oh, little 360.
Oh,
7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up your play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. They find some open field here. So from the 40 to the 45, 5-yard run.
That was a good run, and it got to the 2nd level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop. They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. And we have seen a decline in the numbers. Where does the fault lie? Just him? Maybe the guys up front? Combination?
Well, as you and I both know, it's almost always a collective deal. But in this case, I think maybe the offensive line got a little overconfident. They had blocked so well in the first half, picked up on what the defense was doing. I think we've seen an adjustment now that they have not picked up on, and now they're being a little bit overwhelmed.
And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Falcons will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Point after try forthcoming. It's good, and it's 21-10. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
2nd down now after the pass completion. The play clock's running down. Gonna give this time to the tailback. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So the offense needing 4 yards. It's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And the athleticism on the spin move allows him to pick up the first before he's brought down.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And they'll go on the ground. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 7 yards to go on 2nd down. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 5.
The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position. I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
There, this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it. Now the Falcons offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And you really can't pin that one on the quarterback, Charles. The O-line, they've got to protect better.
And they know it. That's their meal ticket. They want to take care of the big guy behind them. In this case, they let him down.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
3rd and 1, partner. No need to be fancy there. Just use some force and move forward and pick up the first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38.
Well, praise has to go to the guys on the offensive line because they've had a very nice, productive day running the football. How about that poor defensive line? They've been knocked around the entire game, and while they slowed them down on that run, can they continue to do so? Because they haven't had much success throughout this ball game.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. One quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They've got the football. They've got the lead as we get set to start the fourth.
Single receiver. Hey, you're on an island over there. Single receiver. Leopard!
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. The Falcons send out their punter. He's been terrific so far. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Carolina getting set to take the field. And last time out they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want. Get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Out of the gun now on third down. He's going to loft one. Deep left. He's got him in. Complete. Past the 20. Touchdown, Carolina. Their dangerous wide receiver. 91 yards. And the Panthers are able to get this back within a touchdown. Well, they were back in the shadows of their own goalpost, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, the conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, pump the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
And they got burned there. They'll try and throw for it. And unable to connect. They don't get the two-point conversion here. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And right now, probably just one thing in his mind, it's getting back to the hot start because he's really faded.
And ordinarily when that happens, the quarterback, as you know, is usually the leader of the squad. Now there's probably a silent camaraderie that comes around him saying, hey, guess what? We got you. Don't worry about it. Let's go, big fella. Because they know more times than not, he tends to pick things up, and they tend to play well. When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take. Puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Falcons. Their big-bodied receiver. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons will extend their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his 2nd touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Now the try here for the point after. And this one gives his guys a 12-point lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And the end result, an Atlanta touchdown. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Carolina getting set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard. And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end, a guy that you can line up anywhere, in the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
It's a 5-receiver set. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Going right side here, and that's complete. Give him 11 on the gain there. And that leads to a Carolina first down. And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
So the offense has it 1st and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They'll look to throw again. And a quick throw here that's complete. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. And now here's a carry heading left. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. That is caught at the 7-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. They've been moving the ball well offensively, really getting into a groove. Last play, pass completion. Now, finally, the defense gets there.
And you have to find a way to disrupt their rhythm. Do you do it with coverage or do you do it with pressure? They elected to go with pressure, and it was the right call.
Okay, so thought they might go for it here, down late. Instead, they trot out the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Lambeau will put this one through, and high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they will simply, Charles, be looking to duplicate what they did last drive when they were able to push it in for 6.
And they hope it'll be that easy, right? To be able to take exactly what happened before, replicate it. They may have to make a few additional changes along the way because I'm sure the defense will make some adjustments, but they've got to have great confidence having scored the last time out.
And he will find his man on the end route, complete. It'll be a gain of 16 for number 16. And defensively, they just don't seem to have much of an answer for this passing game.
Not at all. Look at the confidence that's exhibited here. With that type of a lead, clock on their side, instead of running it, they're still throwing it, trying to pick up first downs and keeping the football.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. To throw here. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He had a quick little spin move, but the door shut fast as he's dropped. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. We're still in search of the first down after that last completion. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Toward the sideline. Did he keep the feet in? Yes, he got them both down, says the side judge. And that's good enough for a first down. So he got his hands a little too far outside. The ref caught him, threw the flag. They'll wind up losing a full 10 yards on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13. Now back to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. You put it through the post. That's going to help him in contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped in the contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bashed.
I don't know about that.
super toe.
A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains. So with a yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go on a commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now, throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Back to throw now on first down. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That throw good for 4. It's second down. Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. So they're operating in the red zone. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up second down.
It appears that the pressure is affecting him today. Normally, he knows exactly when to get rid of the football, but today, because he's been hit a few times, he's getting rid of it a little bit too quickly.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
Okay, no score on that play, but this guy's been a touchdown machine all year long. You know they trust him with the football.
Time for a break. We're back to finish this one off after this. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look. And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet.
And they put it in the end zone, which was job 1. Now they have to convert. And then it's decision time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is what all teams go through. You look at the clock, you're inside 2 minutes, look at your timeouts, make that onside kick decision.
Yeah, how do you feel about your defense, where you are in terms of the scoreboard, and the time left on the clock, as you noted, so many things to go through.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And the lead is down to 2.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Uh-oh, flag comes out here. This is going to be roughing the kicker.
When you're going back there on the kick block, you've got to go to the right point. That didn't happen, ran into the kicker. The penalty flag had to come out.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. They have the football. They're looking good, but the lead is just 2. So any mistake in a field goal can beat you. They got to be careful.
And that's where it gets difficult because you don't.
And now we get a timeout called on the defensive side of the ball by the Panthers. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D. All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get it out. The Panthers are going to take another timeout. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Fresh set of downs here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now hang on here. Timeout called by the defense. It'll be their 3rd and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
Well, Brandon, he's had a great day, and sometimes that just happens. It is the NFL. They will make some plays against you.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage.
3rd and 11, 5 in the secondary now.
Nickel look. They'll run it now out of the gun. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. The Falcons send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. They'll look to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try and figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up 1st downs.
He'll look to throw. Surveying the field. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, that plays a statistic that's going to go on the defensive team stat sheet. Won't necessarily reflect in ours, right, the overall game sheet. But you and I know that they keep count on pressures, hits on quarterbacks, all those things, hoping to increase that throughout the game. And here we are in the 4th quarter, and they got a big one.
And such a close game, a very big one. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still, you're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. It's a win for the Falcons here as we say so long from Atlanta.